Hi, Jerry here with Ocean View Decks. This is the training video for Decking in a Day, a modular decking system that installs in the homeowner's backyard in one day. So today we're going to focus on setting elevation and level, installing the frames, and then of course installing the deck boards. Let's go get started. Let's talk about what actually comes with the Decking in a Day kit. So when you order the kit, the first thing that you're going to see is you're going to get a weed barrier that's cut to the size of the deck that you can lay out, put on the ground, keeps the weeds from coming up underneath. It ships with two different types of pavers, a 1.5 and 2 3/4. It also comes with the frames. So depending on the size, that's how many frames you get. These are pre-made in our factory, ready to bolt together automatically with the levelers on them. Each one of these weighs around 80 to 85 pounds, so two people can lift them. It comes with the Trex boards and Trex fascia, pre-cut, so no saws required on site. And then basically what you can do is that we'll unload this and we'll start putting the deck together. Let's go do that now. Okay, we're at the very first step. What we're gonna do is we're gonna unfold the weed barrier. We're gonna kind of lay it out in its space, and it's gonna solve three problems. One, it's gonna give us an idea of where the deck is going to lay out, what kind of space it's gonna take. Two, it's gonna give us a template for where we're gonna lay our pavers. And three, of course, it's gonna prevent weeds from coming up inside the deck. So let's do that now. As you can see, they've got two different surfaces. They got concrete and dirt here. So Decking in a Day will handle that, not a problem. So Decking in a Day can actually sit on multiple surfaces with the levelers. So now that we've picked a spot, we've put our weed barrier kind of where we want, what we're gonna do is in your hardware kit comes some stakes. And we're just gonna stake down the weed barrier so that it's kind of secure, and so when we're walking over it, putting over the pavers and the frames, it doesn't move around on us. So we're gonna do that next. I'm just gonna grab a hammer, I'll take the stake, kind of drive it into the ground. You know, every 2 feet or so, we give you plenty. You wanna stake it down so that it's just kind of nice and tight. And if you hit any resistance at all when you're putting the stake in the ground, just stop, move over someplace else, because there could be sprinkler lines or electrical. There's no reason to try to drive it down. So the next step, we're going to check elevation. So what we're going to do is we're going to put two stakes, one on each end of the deck on the long side. So this is a 12. We're going to put one here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a string level, which is included in your kit. We're going to make sure that it's level between the stakes. Don't worry about the height. Don't worry about the distance. Just make sure that the string is a little bit taut and that your line level looks level. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure each side to the dirt. The dirt that's further away from the string or concrete, that is the direction of your slope. So the closer it is to the string, the higher it is. The more distance, the lower it is. So we're going to pan out, show you kind of what we look like. We put a level down, kind of see where the concrete was going, because we have half concrete, half dirt. We've now set our weed barrier, looked at our string. We know that our slope is going from left to right now. And the next step, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start setting the pavers. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3-pound sludge, and I'm just going to kind of tamp the ground. Really just kind of the size of the paver. Now, there's little tamping tools that you can buy at Home Depot or Lowe's, one of those big box stores. And because I already know that this is the lowest part of my deck, I'm gonna use one of my bigger pavers. So you can see on the octagon here, I've got the point. Usually what I do is I try to take the square and I put that towards the face. And what that'll do is that'll give you a nice straight line if you're standing back and looking at it. The riser on the deck will hide that. And I kind of stand on it, see if there's any rocking or rolling, and this actually feels good. And then we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna do that for every spot. Half of this is dirt, half of this is concrete. But if it was all dirt, you would just repeat this process for every spot that you had for your deck. Let's just talk a little bit more on elevation. On concrete, you can easily just take a level, which is included in your kit. You can just lay that on the surface, and it's going to kind of give you an idea. So here, if you look at this, the bubble is actually towards the right here, so it's showing this slight slope this way for drainage. You can do the same thing in the other direction. kind of see which way it's sloping. Is it sloping towards the house? Is it sloping towards the lawn? And then that's going to give us the information we need so when we start setting frames. So we're going to set frame number 1. We usually start in the back. We'll set the first frame here, and we're going to run the levelers all the way up, and then we're just going to raise them a little bit, enough to just be level. So let's go do that next.